everyone, welcome back. We're going to revisit our ocean scene that we started it a couple weeks ago and have added some different things to it, and I just wanted to give you some ideas and some inspiration of how you might add to it or use it or play with it or whatever you find to do with it. So I'll just give you a little bit of a recap, and let me turn this around so you can see it well. So we took a box and we cut it apart and made it so it was three-sided. We removed one side and it's three-sided and folded it so that it makes like a little panoramic scene here. And then we took food coloring and diluted it with a little bit of water, and we painted and painted and painted, and we got this beautiful kind of watercolory kind of backdrop for our ocean. Then we made some different kind of fish. We called this our rainbow fish, and we did this by using obviously a paper plate, and we did some cutting and pasting and added some sparklies to it since it's the rainbow fish, and so we made this one that way. We did this one using a coffee filter, and we got to experiment with some capillary action by dropping, I think we did food coloring for that too, dropping the food coloring and watching it spread. This one we made some homemade paint out of flour and salt and food coloring, and painted with celery to make kind of the scales of the fish. And then I enjoyed that paint so well, I used that same paint to make sort of like the coral and the anemone, and I just kept painting and painting and painting. So this is where we're at. I want to show you some other things you can use now. I'm going to show you just a different combination of like natural items and loose parts and found items, and just a variety of things. Like if we were at school, these are the kinds of things we would be using and playing with and doing with our scene. So let me sneak over to the side now. For one thing, you could just keep adding to the scene. You could keep painting on it, drawing on it, whatever. We had made this Play-Doh. Maybe last week we made the Play-Doh. You could make some fish and ocean creatures out of it. I'm just going to make a quick little starfish here. And so you could use this backdrop as sort of like a Play-Doh mat of sorts and add some different Play-Doh creatures to it. I also have, this was quite a while ago, we made this dirt Play-Doh, so we can add that to our scene to kind of make a, make it look like the shore, the beach, the sand, kind of gives it a sandy look. Kind of hold that up so you can see it a little bit how I did that. I've got shells here. I can put some shells. Again, I'm going to turn this a little bit so you can see it better. Some shells. We can make some shell prints in the dirt Play-Doh, or we can just lay them around like if it were on the ocean floor. I've got some different natural items here that you can add. So here's some bark. We can pretend this is driftwood and make a natural scene. Here's some more. How does that song go? There's a log at the bottom of the sea. So there's our log. So we can add some driftwood to it, some sticks. What else? We've got some rocks. You can add rocks to it. So these are all the kinds of materials we might use at school. We could keep changing this scene and playing with it. We might just put it out in the hallway and use it as like a decorative kind of an art installation kind of thing. Now I've added some rocks to it. If you wanted to add some, if you have some sea creature figures, you can add those. I'm going to put this turtle up on the driftwood there. And let's put the alligator over here on the beach. Or if you've got dinosaurs, you can turn it into a dinosaur scene. We'll put, let's see, we'll put the dinosaurs on the rocks over here. I think I'm going to need another rock to make the dinosaur stand up. No, the dinosaur doesn't want to stand on the rock. We'll put him there. Who am I to argue with a dinosaur, right? Oh, I have a starfish. We just read this book the other day. Starfish, we'll put that, we'll kind of hide him over here so he's hiding from the alligator. What else do we have? Oh, so I found these little sparkly things. Another day, last week we used earrings, things like that, old jewelry. We could add some of those and make some buried treasure at the bottom of the sea. Maybe you even have a little box, or can make a box out of some popsicle sticks or wood pieces. You could make a treasure box. And oh, and I found this too. This is some brown paper shred. We can use that for like some seaweed, or a Spanish moss sometimes hangs down from the trees. We can add that. So those are just some ideas of some different kinds of things you can do. If you want to just leave that up for something interesting to look at, like an art installation, you can do that. If you want to continue to play with it, like I said, it could be a Play-Doh mat. You can add things to it. You can create a scene. Maybe make a story about the scene that you make. What happens when the starfish sneaks up? Let's see, can you see that? The starfish is going to sneak up on the alligator. What is going to happen? So maybe make up a story. You can even make a video of it, make a movie about what happens in your ocean scene. So those are just a few ideas of what you can do with your ocean scene. If you decide to do this, or if you have some of your own cool ideas, why don't you go ahead and shoot me a picture or video. I would love to see all your creative ideas of how you decided to use your ocean scene. Well, that is it for now. I will see you later. Bye, everyone.